Today I'm going to share 2 things I wish I would have known before I started my own NoFap rebooting journey way back in 2012. Number 1. Harder rules is actually easier. And so what do I mean by this? Well, a lot of people think that they are making it easier if they do not set that strict rules for themselves. And of course you can do whatever you want because it's your life and your rules. But I'm here to tell you that if you think that allowing yourself to peek at some hot stuff here and there is going to make it easier for you, you are only fooling yourself. And this goes for all kinds of sexually provocative things online, even if it's not full-on corn. I mean, just think about it. If you were to put a rule in place that you would not look even for 0.3 seconds when on social media, you would start to train yourself to just scroll on past it when it pops up. And when you do this again and again, just scrolling on past it without letting it grab you, don't you realize how strong your self-control will become? It's like you're starving the addiction monster. And that's actually a really good way to think of it. Think of the amount of seconds that you are watching some kind of hot stuff. Like those seconds are food for the addiction monster. And the more you feed the monster, obviously the bigger it grows. And the bigger it grows, the harder time you will have with controlling it. Even if you just peek a few seconds here and there, although that's not enough to desensitize you, but even if you just do that, of course you're going to keep the monster alive and hungry then. Why? Well, because you're teasing it. It's like when you open a bag of really delicious potato chips and you decide to eat just one. Well, how hard is that? It's pretty hard because after you have one, you really like to have another one as well. And another one. And another one. And oops, there goes the whole bag. I'm telling you guys, when I started adapting a 0-second peak mentality, not even 0.3 seconds. That's when I also started to see the absolute biggest changes. Start with social media. Just scroll past whatever teasing content you happen to come across. Number 2, the void. Yeah, it was the summer of 2015 and I was out running in the woods. It was day 70 of my PMO reboot. My legs felt heavy. The sun was warming my face. The birds were singing. But that usual spark, that feeling of energy and connection I usually got from exercising in nature was completely missing that day. Now the weeks leading up to this, my cardio had been improving. But today I gave up way before hitting my 6-mile goal. This sucks, I thought. It's like the harder I try, the less I get out of life. No dopamine rush, no sense of progress. And as I stepped into my car, a thought hit me. Everything just feels grey. And that night I lost my streak. I relapsed because, well, I kind of lost hope. The second and third weeks of my streaks usually hit me hard. And I used to call this period the void. This was a period where I had a strange, empty feeling, like life had lost its colors. And at that time, I didn't understand why. But looking back, the answer is obvious. Dopamine. See, right after quitting an addiction, your dopamine levels are already low. But 2 to 3 weeks in, they can actually drop even lower. And that point is often the lowest point of the entire reboot. And here's where things get tricky. At the start of a streak, you're fired up, you're visualizing your future, imagining how great life will be once you stay clean, hit the gym, and finally level up. And that motivation pushes you forward. So you start going hard, you train a bit more, push yourself in every session, expecting to keep improving at the same pace. And at first it works. Your fitness does improve quickly. But then comes the reality. You can't progress with running or with anything in life at the same speed forever. There will come a point where your body needs time to adapt. And then progress slows down, and then some days you even take a small step back. This is just a natural part of life's 2 steps forward and 1 step back rhythm. But what's so nasty here is that if you start hard in the first week, the one step back part tends to roll around already in your second or third week. Yes, precisely at that same period of time, your dopamine levels temporarily drop after quitting an addiction. So now you have a double whammy here. It's a perfect storm for disappointment. And disappointment is one of the biggest emotional relapse triggers there is. You know, I relapsed many times because of this. And I wish I would have known about this void phase before I started, because I think that would have made it easier for me. But now I'm telling you guys so that you will know. And when this void hits, if it happens to you, please avoid falling into the trap of thinking that what you are doing isn't working for you, and that the life you visualized when starting your streak is not going to happen, because you will get there. Do not go back to corn during those one step back phases of life, because then you are not just taking one step back, but actually several steps back. So don't go there. No, understand that everything is okay. You are just following along with the natural 2 steps forward and 1 step back rhythm of life. And if you need a helpful companion on your journey, make sure to download my free 90-day no PMO advice and tool guide while it's still available for free. Now, this is not an online course or anything big like that, but it's an easy to read PDF file, almost like in bullet point form, revealing what it's common to experience during different phases of your reboot, and what's good to think about then, along with some helpful tools and tips. For example, what you are likely to experience in the second week, and what you absolutely need to think about in your third week, and how it's common for guys to feel in week number 5, and so on. And you can get this guide 100% free of charge by clicking on the screen right here, or by using the link under the video. So get that now so you can start leveling up in life. And oh hey guys, take a look at the video you see right here to discover what this poetic guy experienced after 1 full year without corn.